Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Megan from Modern Moon Quilt Studio, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to make this super cute quilted throw pillow. This project is perfect for any orphan quilt blocks that you may have lying around. This one is the Falling Leaves quilt block from the Sweater Weather sampler that we just finished up. I had an extra block and I wanted to turn this one into a throw pillow. Now for this project, not only are you going to need a finished quilt block, but you're also going to need a 22-inch invisible zipper, as well as some scrap fabric to use on the back of the quilt block. Preferably some fabric that you don't like anymore because it will be hidden on the inside of the pillow. And then you'll also be needing some fabric for the back of the pillow, something that coordinates with the quilt block on the front. I would suggest a heavier fabric like this canvas or maybe a duck cloth. And then lastly, you're going to need some batting. This is a perfect opportunity to use up some smaller batting scraps that you can stitch together and use to quilt this quilt block. To make this quilted pillow cover, the first thing we need to do is create a mini quilt sandwich with the quilt block. So to do that, I'm going to lay out my backing fabric on a flat surface and just put a little tape to hold everything in place. I would suggest using a backing fabric that you have outgrown or just don't like anymore. I'm using this cherry fabric that's just been in my stash forever and I have no intention of using for anything anytime soon. Then go ahead and layer on the batting and baste everything into place. I prefer to use a spray baste for these smaller projects, but of course you can use a basting stitch or basting pins, whatever you prefer. Make sure everything is nice and smooth, and then go ahead and repeat that process with the quilt block to baste all 3 layers into a mini quilt sandwich. Once everything's basted, we need to get this quilted. So this is a great opportunity to practice some free motion quilting or try a new quilting design that you've maybe been wanting to try out. These smaller projects are great for experimenting and trying some new techniques. I'm going to go ahead and do some diagonal line quilting, and to do that I just like to use my hair marker and mark a diagonal line from corner to corner, and then do a second diagonal line perpendicular to the first, and then I quilt that using my walking foot that does have a seam guide that I set to about 1 inch to 1.5 inches wide. Once your quilt block is quilted, you need to trim and square this up. Now this quilt block started at 20.5 by 20.5 inches, but with the quilting, it's probably going to lose a little bit of width, and that's very normal. So try to get it somewhere between 20 and 20.5 inches square. Next, go ahead and cut the fabric that you'll use on the back of the pillow to match the dimensions of the quilted panel you've just finished. The next thing we need to do is prep the zipper, and I'm using this 22-inch invisible zipper. I would suggest adding some fabric tabs to either end of the zipper. This is going to do 2 things. It's going to help reduce some of the bulk that can happen at the corners where that zipper meets, as well as create a really nice finished look to the pillowcase. Now to do this, you're going to cut 2 small rectangles of fabric from the backing fabric. These should be about 6 inches long and the same width as the zipper. My zippers are about 1 inch wide, so I'm cutting 2 rectangles that are 1 inch by 6 inch. Now to create your tabs, you need to fold each rectangle in half and give it a press down the center, and then take the 2 short ends, fold them over about 1/4 inch towards that center seam and press those as well. So it should look something like this. Next, we need to attach these to both ends of the zipper, and we're going to start on the end that has the metal stopper. Now, what you're going to do is open up that center fold, but keep the end fold, and place that fold on the back side of the zipper, just on the inside of that metal stopper. Go ahead and secure this with a pin, and then take it to the sewing machine and sew about 1/8 inch from the edge of that fold. Now go slowly and take care when crossing those zipper teeth. It should be no problem, especially if your zipper has plastic teeth like my zipper does here. If it happens to be metal, just go slowly and make sure you're not breaking a needle on any metal bits. Then you're going to trim off the end of that zipper that includes the metal stopper. Next, fold the tab in half and then line up the 2 ends. You can pin this in place or just take it to the sewing machine as is and sew again about 1/8 inch from that fold. Now go ahead and grab that piece of fabric that you cut for the back of the pillow. Now before we can attach the zipper, we need to add the other tab and trim the zipper to the correct length. So to do that, go ahead and lay the zipper across the top edge of that fabric square, lining up the tab that you just added to the end of the fabric. Then take the other fabric tab, open it up, and line up the center fold with the other end of the backing fabric. Then you're going to go ahead and lay the zipper within that fabric tab, pin it into place, and secure it just like you did the other tab. So sew about 1/8 of an inch from the end, making sure that the zipper pull is between the two fabric tabs and not on the other side that's going to be getting trimmed off. Once you have that secure, go ahead and trim off the excess, fold the tab in half, and again, repeat by sewing down that other end about 1/8 of an inch from the end of the fold. And there you go. At this point, I like to trim the tab so that the width is the same as the width of the zipper, and it just cleans up some of those stray threads. Now that we have our zipper trimmed to the correct size and tabs added to either end, we need to attach this to the backing fabric. Now to do that, place it right sides together with the backing fabric and line it up on the bottom edge of the pillow. Then go ahead and pin this into place. Once you have the zipper secured into place with 4 or 5 pins, go ahead and take this to the sewing machine, and using a zipper presser foot, you're going to attach this to the backing fabric, sewing about 1/4 of an inch from the raw edge of the fabric. Now you're going to have to maneuver around the zipper a little bit. Now to do that, leave the zipper open slightly and sew as far as you can up to that zipper pull. Once you get close to the zipper pull, go ahead and stop the sewing machine with the needle in the down position, lift the presser foot, then you can go ahead and maneuver that zipper pull past the presser foot, lower the presser foot again, and then just continue sewing. And just make sure you're continuing your stitches to include both fabric tabs on either end. Once you have the zipper attached to the backing fabric, we need to turn around and attach that to the quilted panel. Now to do that, take the backing fabric with the zipper and place it right sides together with the front quilted panel. And line up the zipper with the bottom edge of the quilted panel and pin into place, and using the same zipper foot, go ahead and sew about 1/4 of an inch from the edge to attach the zipper to the front panel. To help the zipper lie flat and just give it a more finished look, I like to add some top stitching about 1/8 of an inch from the zipper. So to do this, I switch out the zipper foot for a standard presser foot and open everything up, make sure that the zipper is lying nice and flat, and sew about 1/8 of an inch from the fold between the quilted panel and the zipper. And then I repeat the same thing on the backing side. The last thing we need to do to finish off this quilted pillow cover is to sew around the remaining 3 edges of the pillow. So to do that, fold the quilted panel and the backing panel together, right sides together, and line up all of the edges and then pin into place. And one really important note, make sure you're leaving the zipper open so you have a way to turn the pillow cover right side out. And then sew around all 3 edges about 1/4 of an inch from the edge, making sure to backstitch at the beginning and the end. To reduce any excess bulk, go ahead and trim the bottom corners as closely as you can to the stitches without compromising any stitching, and then turn the pillow cover right side out. Use a point turner or a similar tool to gently poke out the corners, and then this pillow cover is ready to go. So once again, this single quilt block started at 20.5 by 20.5 inches. And after being quilted and finished into a quilted pillow cover, it measures just over 19 inches square, which is perfect for a 20-inch pillow insert. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this.